Hello, how are you? I'm a little tired. Sit and please. I'd like to speak English today too, to improve my speaking skill. Let's get started. Today it is February 3rd, 2023. It's on Friday and sunny outside. Is today the last day of the work in this week? Or do you still have the work? Will you have the work or school tomorrow too? Friday will be the last day in a week for many people. But many people work on Saturdays and Sundays too. It depends on their shift of the study or work. I used to like Friday's night the most because I could have day offs on Saturdays and Sundays. And I feel the saddest on Sunday's night because the long week would start from Monday. Which day in a week do you like the most? Which day in a week do you like the most? Friday? Which day do you hate the most? Maybe Monday? Being afraid of something is the cause why we cannot challenge and regret it later. And one of the regrets elderly people have is that they didn't challenge when they were younger. So we should challenge when we are healthy enough, when we are while we can work active, can be active. But anyway, we can challenge anytime. What was the cause of the death? What was the cause of the death? What was the cause of the death? What was the cause of the sound? What was the cause of his angry? What did the animal die from? What did the animal die from? What did the oil die from? What did the oil die of? What did the oil missing in the bay die from? Die of? What did the oil missing in the Osaka Bay die of? What did the oil missing in the Osaka Bay die of? As a local spirit, we should avoid taking the route. It's too dangerous and narrow. As a local spirit, let's try tunnel. As a local spirit, we should leave 1 hour earlier than usual. As a local spirit, we should wear more for the picnic. The daytime during the day is getting longer as it approaches spring. The daytime in the day is getting longer as the season approaches spring. I'd like to wear the same jacket as worn by the YouTuber, but I cannot find it. I'd like to buy the same jacket as worn by the famous YouTuber, but I cannot find it. Do you know where I can buy the same jacket as one was by the YouTuber? Like I said, I don't feel comfortable in a group. As I said, I don't feel comfortable in a group. The number of foreign tourists is estimated to be more than 10 million this year, according to the prediction by the agency. But we cannot know what will happen in the future, so it is not a perfect prediction. Prediction is not always perfect. Many predictions will miss the point, beside the point. Some predictions are beside the point, and while others hit the point, hit the target. What is a building under construction? What is it being constructed? What is being constructed? What is constructed? What is being constructed in the north of Osaka Station? What are being constructed in the north of Osaka Station? What are being constructed in the north of Osaka Station? Today it is February 3rd, 2023. It's the day where the result of the national examination for the national government licensed guide interpreter is announced. So many examinees are both becoming happy or sad today. I still remember knowing my result. Last year I was so relieved when I saw my number in the announcement. I felt more relieved than being happy because the examinations were so difficult, enough to make me so nervous. National Space Agency, National Space Agency. National Aeronautic and Space Administration. Does NASA stand for National Aeronautics and Space Administration? Does FBI stand for Federal Bureau of Investigation? Does FBI stand for Federal Bureau of Investigation? I hope the National Cancer Center will make the treatment on the cancers possible perfectly. I hope the development of new medical technologies will every treatment on disease possible. I hope the medical development will make the treatment on all diseases possible. I hope the medical improvement department will make the treatment on every disease possible. I hope the medical department will make the eradication of all the diseases possible. Is there a national cancer center in your prefecture? National Cancer Center. Are you a member of the National Cancer Center? What is being researched in the National Cancer Center? What is being researched in the National Cancer Center? What is being researched? What is being researched in the National Cancer Center? What do you like to do in your spare time? I like to read a book, drink a coffee, walk with my dog outside in the park, and so on. There are some things we should avoid doing. These are drinking alcoholic beverages, smoking a cigarette, being rude to others, and so on. Do you have a time on Sunday? Do you have time? Do you have a minute on this Sunday? Because there is an event I'd like to go with you. Why not go together? Let's go there together, shall we? Shall we go there? Let's go there together, will you? Let's go there together, shall we? Please close the door, will you? Please close the door, will you? Please turn down the volume of the radio, will you? Please turn down the volume of the TV, will you? Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I was bothering you. How come you were late for school today? How come you were late for the workplace today? Oh, I forgot to ask you the reason of how come you were late for school. The researchers are trying to find out the cause of the phenomenon. The researchers, experts, specialists are trying to find out the causes of the phenomenon. The investigators are investigating and trying to find out the cause of the fire. Do you know the reason of his anger? No, I don't know. To be honest, it's between you and me. He failed the examination. He missed being promoted to the section chief, so he is angry. The factors needed to achieve breakthrough are, I believe, persistency and curiosity and challenging something crazy. Does the job include cleaning? Does the job include high responsibility? Does the job include high responsibility? Does the job involve high responsibility? Does the job involve high responsibility? The man was also arrested for the involvement in the fraud scam. Does the cuisine include beef or pork? Could you take me to the restaurant which deal in the cuisine without pork? How often do you exercise? How often do you exercise? I know it's very important to exercise regularly to keep in shape, to keep my health, but sometimes or frequently I tend to be lazy. I wish I had as plenty of money as you. I wish I had as plenty of money as you. I wish I had as plenty of money as you. Plenty of, lots of, a lot of, a bunch of flowers. Donated to the memorials. Plenty of flowers were decorated around the newly opened restaurant. The number of guests who are allowed to enter the facilities were frequently limited to smaller number during the pandemic, but such restrictions are being lifted now. The number of people who are allowed to enter a facility used to be limited, but such restrictions are being lifted now. The number of guests who are allowed to enter the facility is limited. My English level is limited. My English comprehension, apprehension, understanding is limited. The amount of money I can use in the credit card is limited. How much can you spend on your credit card? How much is the limitation? How much is the maximum amount of money you can use on the credit card is limited. How much is the amount of money you can use on the credit card limited up to? I want my father to limit the amount of alcohol he takes in a day. Being able to limit ourselves is the criteria, is the benchmark or criteria to become an adult. Being able to limit ourselves in everything is the border between kids and adult, I think. Being able to limit ourselves in everything, like expression and so on, is the border between kids and adults, I think. What can we do in order to avoid developing a cancer? What can we do in order to avoid developing a cancer? I hope the development of medical technologies will even eradicate the terminal cancer. I hope the development of medical technologies in the future will eradicate and treat all cancers in the future as early as possible. I'm afraid of me becoming a cancer. I am far frightened of developing a cancer. What can I do to prevent myself becoming a cancer, developing a cancer? What can I do to prevent myself from becoming a cancer? What can I do to prevent myself from developing a cancer? Cancer is horrible, dreadful, scary. So let's prevent ourselves from developing a cancer with prevention. What are the preventions from becoming a cancer? What can I do to prevent ourselves from becoming cancer? Lung cancer, breast cancer, terminal cancer. There are many kinds of cancer, including lung cancer, breast cancer, terminal cancer. Cancer, terminal cancer, kidney cancer, organ cancer, inner organ cancer. What cancer treatments can we get so far? What cancer treatments can we get so far? Like drops, injections, radioactive treatment, and so on. Cancerous treatment, cancerous threat, cancerous scarcity, cancerous threat. Cancerous suffering, cancerous suffer, cancerous injure, cancerous suffering, cancerous suffer, cancerous suffer. I'd like to be released from cancerous suffer, cancerous, dreadfulness, dreadfulness, cancerous, 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 cancerous. Cancerous, cancerous, cancerous. Cancerous activity, cancerous activity. Cancerous wrongdoing, cancerous wrongdoing, cancerous clarity, cancerous horror. Let's live healthy. Let's have a healthy life. 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 Let's lead a healthy life. I think many students are trying to enter leading companies. What are leading companies in your country? Studying with textbooks is a leading way. Textbooks are leading way to study with. Textbooks are leading way of studying with. Textbooks are leading way to study with. Commuting by car is a leading way too. Commuting by public transportation, such as trains, buses, is a leading way. Public transportations are leading ways to commute with. Who is the leading actor of the movie? I was amazed, I was impressed, I was touched, I was moved by the excellent action by the leading actor, the leading actor, the leading actor, the leading actress. Have you ever pretended to be the leading actor when you were alone? Have you ever pretended to be a leading actor somewhere? Maybe when you were alone. Have you ever pretended to be? Have you ever pretended to be a leading actor or actress in your spare time for fun? Have you ever pretended to be? Have you ever pretended to be a leading actor or actress for fun? Have you ever pretended to be a leading actor or actress for fun? Have you ever pretended to be a leading actor or actress for fun? Have you ever pretended to be a leading actor or actress for fun? Do you prefer to lead a group or to be led by someone, a leader? Do you prefer to lead a group or to be led by someone? Do you prefer to lead a group or to be led by a leader? The newly inaugurated CEO led the declining company to successful one. The newly inaugurated CEO led the declining company to going up company. Not every big company is led by excellent entrepreneur. Not every big company is led by excellent entrepreneurs. The newly inaugurated CEO aims at leading the declining company to a better way. The newly inaugurated CEO led the venture to success. The newly inaugurated coach of the club activity led the team to the championship. Do you prefer to lead or to be led by a leader? There are always 2 or 3 students who like to lead. There are always 2 or 3 students in a class to lead. I saw a tour guide leading. I saw a tour guide leading. I saw a tour guide leading a guest. I saw a tour guide leading a guest. Lead. Lead. Do you like to lead? Do you like to be led by someone? Do you prefer to be led by someone? Or do you prefer to lead? Everybody needs to be lead. Everybody might need to lead in this era, not doing what others direct you to do. Everybody needs to lead in this era, not doing what we were told to do. Otherwise, we might lose. We might lose a job, and so maybe, I don't know. Because the era is changing drastically, thoroughly. The runner used to be leading, but taken over at the last minute, by the second. The runner kept leading for time being, but at the last minute, the second took him over. The runner used to keep the lead, keep leading, but at the last minute, he was taken over by the second. The runner used to keep leading, before he was taken over by the second at the last minute. The runner used to keep leading, before he was taken over by the second at the last minute. Lead, 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 lead. Lead, lead. There are always a couple of people in the class who like to lead. In the shareholder meeting, the election will be discussed. The election of the new CEO will be discussed to lead. The new CEO to lead. The new CEO, Chief Executive Officer, to lead the company. Lead. There is always a person to lead before we start. There are always a couple of people to have already led before we started. There are often many people who have already started, who have already led before we started in every field. There are often already many people who have already led before we started. There are always a lot of people who have already led in every field before we started. There are always already many people in every field who have already led before we started. There are always many people who have already led in every field before we started. The runner used to lead before he was taken over by the second at the last minute. I guess the number of people who like to lead is decreasing. Many people prefer to obey and be led by someone leader. They leave the responsibility to someone in authority or in a big company. Escape from freedom. I think the number of people who leads is decreasing recently. Many of them prefer to obey in the group or society. Escape from freedom. Do you prefer to lead or to be led by big society or a leader? Do you prefer to lead or be led by someone? Do you prefer to lead yourself or to be led by group or leader? I think the number of people who prefer to lead is decreasing. I guess the number of people who prefer to lead is decreasing. The tour guide was leading in the group. Who is the leader? Who leads the group? Who is the leader who leads the group? Who is leading the company now? Whoever leads the company, it never recovered. No matter who led the company, it never recovered. But this time it's different. He is the person who leads. He is the person who leads in the society, in the group. There are some people who like to lead in a group. There are some people who like to lead in a group or society or everywhere. There are always some people who like to lead in a group or society. There are always some people who like to lead. There are always some people who like to lead. There are always some people who like to lead in a group. There are always some people who like to lead in a group. There are always some people who like to lead in a group. There are always some people who like to lead in a group. There are always some people who like to lead in a group. Car industries are leading in this country. Car industries are leading in the country. Car industries are leading in the country. Car industries are leading the company. Car production section in the group is leading the group. Car production section in the company is leading the group. Car production section in the company is leading. I'd like to be the person who leads. There are always already many people who have already led in every field. There are always many people who have already led before we started. There are always many people who have already led before we started. There was already a lot of distance between the first and the second in the marathon. There was already large distance between the lead and the second, so it was almost impossible to the second take over the first. But at the last minute, the second came in first. The second started to accelerate so much, speeded so much. Car production section is the lead in the sales figures in the company. Semiconductor production is the lead in GDP in the sales figures in the company. E-commerce is the lead in sales figures in the group of the company. E-commerce service in the company is the lead. E-commerce service is the lead in sales figures in the company. E-commerce, electric commerce, is the lead in terms of the sales figures in the company. E-commerce is the lead in terms of the sales figures in the company. E-commerce is the lead in terms of the sales figures in the company. E-commerce is the lead in terms of the sales figures in the company. There are a couple of people who always like to be lead in everything. Fushimi Inari used to be the lead when in terms of the ranking. So what is the ranking? Fushimi Inari Shrine in Kyoto used to be the lead in the ranking for a long time. I believe the persistency and curiosity will lead to incredible level. I believe the combination of the persistency and curiosity will lead us to incredible level. Endless commitment to the research led to getting him the Nobel Prize for Physics. Dedication, commitment to the research led to getting him the prize, Nobel Prize for the physics. I don't try to be a lead. I don't try to be lead. I try to be original. I try to be original, which makes me lead. Which makes me lead someday. Becoming a lead is important. Is becoming a lead in the field important? What is the criteria of lead? The lead in the marathon was strong enough. The gap between the lead and the second was too much, so the second had little chance to take him over. The gap between the lead and the second was too much, so the second had little chance to take the lead over. What are you doing now? What do you study with? What do you usually study with? Textbooks? Or active learning? With active learning. Active learning is very important recently, not passive learning. Passive learning is more common recently, but active learning is more important. People in the past were obliged to be active learning. Otherwise, the shisho or teachers didn't teach the students at all. So the students started to come up with many ideas so that they could get information or teaching from the teachers. They sometimes stole the knowledge by looking at the techniques by the teachers and so on. But knowing information from the teachers is very common now. Too much passive learning, which makes students sleepy, no motivation and so on. I might be the lead in craziness. E-commerce is the lead in terms of sales figures in the company. E-commerce is the lead in terms of sales in relation to sales figures in the company. The foam is used for iron cast, bronze cast. The foam is used to make ice. I bought acute foams to make ice. With the foam, I can make star-shaped ice. Not only star-shape, but also I can make many forms of ice with that tool. I bought some forms for making ice at Daiso 100 yen shop. With the tools, I can make many shapes of ice, such as star shape, heart shape, and so on. Rock is a form of music genre. Rock music is a genre of music. Rock is a form of music. Rock is a form of music genre. Judo is a form of Japanese martial arts. Judo is a form of martial arts. Tempura is a form of Japanese cuisines. Sushi is a form of Japanese cuisines. The form of the hand was created from the model. The form of the hand was created from the model. The form of the was created from the model. When I was practicing swimming, I tried to imitate the beautiful form by the professional. I remember practicing with the beautiful form by the teachers. When I was swimming in the swimming school, and when I was practicing swimming at the swimming school, I used to learn how to swim with a video to check my form during the swimming. I remember checking my form of swimming with videos and try to approach the beautiful form by the professionals. I researched the form of swimming with the video in order to approach the best one by the professionals. The application form is available either at our web page or at our office. The application form is available at either at the website or at the office. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Please help yourself to the food at the table. Please help yourself to the food at the table. When the things don't go, the changing the formation is one of the ways. When the things don't go well, changing the formation is a way. It's worth trying. If things don't go well, changing the formation is worth trying. Where did you get the application form? Where did you get the form? I'd like to get the form to fill in for the national security, health insurance. I'd like to get the form to fill out for the health insurance. I have to finish it by this month. I am trying to have the same beautiful form as the professionals by researching with videos. In order to throw the hammer further, I try to research my form and trying to reach the same beautiful form by the professionals. 70% male students form the university. 70% of the population of the university. Male students form 70% of the population of the university. Male students form 70% of the population of the university. Male students form 70% of the population of the university. Adolescence is a very important term to form our personality, character, height, and so on. I grew up in a very bad environment, which made me what I am now. I had a chance to take a tour of the factory where I could see the process of the production of the sweets. So now I little know how to form the okashi, Japanese sweet, in the process. Do you know how the sweets are formed? They are mass produced in the factory. So, so many pieces of the sweets are produced at once at the factory. The number is so huge. Kendo is practiced in order to form the right personality through the practice. Kendo is practiced in order to form the right person. In order to form a right person. Teenagers are a very important term to form a personality. Adversities in the past formed what I am now. Formed what I am now. Adversities in the past formed what I am now. What I am now. About 10,000 units are formed in the factory a day. Formation of character, formation of personality. Formation of the same level as professionals takes time. Formation of the relationship between the countries is like a miracle. The formation of the bridge between the river over the river is a miracle for me. The formation of goodwill relationship between the two countries is very good. It's a miracle. The formation of personality, the formation of sweets, the formation of the country, the formation of the capital. The formation of the character, personality, city, town, village, sweet potato. Crazy ideas will contribute to forming breakthrough. Crazy ideas contributed to the formation of what we use in common. Crazy ideas, experiments, and challenges contributed to the formation of what we are using now in common. The formation consisting of 4 big artists surprised me, took me by surprise. When is the formation of the music band? Do you know when the band was formed? Do you know when the band was formed? I think, as far as I know, the band was formed in early 19th, 1919s, 1990s, early 1990s. There were many hardships and stories until the formation of the music band. There were many sad stories until the formation of the music band. Is your will strong enough to achieve your goal? Is your will strong enough to achieve your goal? No matter who criticizes you, no matter who stops you from pursuing your dreams. Is your will strong enough to pursue your dreams? No matter who criticizes you, no matter who prevents you from pursuing your dreams. Do you bow to show respect? The Cram School features a focus on individual attention. The Cram School focuses on individual attention. I was often said, take it easy. I was often said, take it easy, everything will be fine. Everything would be fine. Take it easy, take it easy, take it easy. Everything will be fine. Everything will turn out fine. Take it easy. Everything will prove to be fine. Everything will prove to be fine. Everything will prove fine. The shop clerk assured me that I could get free fixment. The shop clerk assured me that I could get free fixment 5 years after the date of the purchase. The shop clerk assured me that I could get free fixment up to 5 years after the date of the purchase. The shop clerk assured me that I could get free fixment up to 5 years after the date of the purchase. The scammer assured the old lady that she could get twice the amount of the money she deposited to the scammer. The scammer assured the old lady that she could get the twice amount of the money she deposited to the man. I cannot assure you that you will succeed in the business, but I can assure you that every challenge you make will pay off. The bag turned out to be false. The pottery turned out to be authentic, created by famous artists in the past. The porcelain proved to be authentic one, created by very famous artists in the past, from the past. The porcelain proved to be genuine. The porcelain proved to be authentic, created by very famous artists from the past. Recently I'm trying to let go of unwanted things, including websites, clothes, and so on, to make space for everything, to make space physically and mentally. I'm recently trying to let many things go, such as websites, clothes, documents, and so on, in order to make space physically and to feel free physically and mentally. Because I used to be filled crowded with. I used to be confused by many objects, physically and mentally, which made me stressed. I think many things were let go of before New Year's to welcome the new year with fresh mind. I think many things were let go of. I think many things were let go of before New Year's. My outlook on English study was totally different since long time ago. My outlook on English study was already different from others totally, drastically, thoroughly. My outlook on studying English was totally different from others already when I was a junior high school student. I studied for my life, not only for entering university and so on. I studied for my life. So I never stopped studying English after graduation too, of course. Many things were let go of. I still let go of many more things. I still let go of many more things to make space. According to the outlook by the research center, the number of tourists will recover to 10 million this year. According to the outlook by the research center, the number of foreign tourists into this country will reach 10 million. My outlook on everything is totally different from others. My outlook on life is totally different from others, which made me create unique things. My outlook on everything is totally different from others, which made me unique, which made me come up with unique ideas. Nothing would be fair to us. Nothing would be fair to everybody. Nothing would be fair to be everybody. What is the most fair judgment or assessment to enter university? What is the most fair way to pick out students who can enter university or company? Is it valid by paper examination or practical test? What do you think is the best way to choose students to enter university? What is the most fair way to choose students who enter university or company? Regardless of the pandemic, some events were held. Regardless of typhoon, some people approached the beach. In spite of typhoon, despite typhoon, some people like to approach the beaches to see the big waves. I used to study regardless of time before examination. Some people went to school or company regardless of fever before Corona era. Regardless of gender, we should be treated fairly. We should be treated fairly. I stopped the heater. What do you think, the best way to assess people? What do you think is the most fair way to assess people? For example, when we evaluate students academically. We should be fair to everybody. In spite of heavy rain, we enjoyed baseball outside. Despite heavy rain, we enjoyed baseball outside. Regardless of heavy rain, we enjoyed baseball outside. Where is your national origin? My national origin is Japan. My national origin. Where is your nationality? My nationality is Japanese. Where is your national origin? Where is your national origin? My national origin is Japan. Where is your national origin? My national origin is Japan. Where is your national origin? My national origin is Japan. Or Saturn. We shouldn't be discriminated by gender. My gender is man. My gender is man. Toilets are usually divided into gender. According to the gender. Toilet is usually divided into two parts for women and men, according to the gender. The common sense differs depending on the creed. Common sense differs according to the creed, but there must be some things in common. Honesty is very important in my creed. In my creed. Honesty is very important in my creed. Honesty is very important in my creed. Everybody is equal under the law. Everybody is equal under the law. Nobody can have a privilege for equality, for the meaning, for the purpose of the meaning, for the purpose of equality. Everybody has to wait in the queue in order to eat the ramen, for the purpose of equality. Even the Prime Minister cannot cut in on the queue for privilege, with privilege. No privilege is allowed in the ramen shop. Ramen restaurant. Is pension really guaranteed? Is pension really guaranteed? 3-year free fixment is guaranteed. 3-year free fixment is guaranteed in the product, in the contract, with some exceptions. Do you know the guy leaning against the wall? Do you know the guy leaning against the wall? Do you know the man leaning against the wall? Do you know the man leaning on the wall? The fans were gazing at the idol. Still. The fans were gazing at the fans were gazing at the idol still. The fans were gazing at the idol still. The fans were gazing at the idol still. The current constitution was enacted in 1946 and coming to take effective in 1947. As far as I know, the current Japanese constitution was enacted in 1946 and coming to take effective in 1947. Do you know the guy leaning against the wall, pillar? Do you know the guy leaning against the pillar? No, I don't know the guy leaning against the pillar. The architect was gazing at the pillar of the old temple with strong curiosity. The architect kept gazing at the pillar of the old building with strong curiosity. The architect used to gaze at old buildings with strong curiosity every weekends. The architect used to gaze at old buildings in Nara every weekends with strong curiosity. The architect used to gaze at old buildings in Nara with strong curiosity every weekends. The fans were gazing at the idol on the stage. The fans were gazing at the idol from on the stage. The fans were gazing at the idol. The idol. The fans were gazing at the idol. The fans were stared at the idol. The fans were staring at the idol. The fans were gazing at the idol. The fans were gazing at the idol. Okay, I will finish speaking here. Thank you for watching. See you next time. See you.